Well, on the line right now, the U.S. Secretary of Education, Miguel Cardona. Good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you. Good morning.
All right. First of all, this is actually really great news. The Biden-Harris administration providing some relief for people that basically have student loans and Pell Grants. And I think it's a good look. But there are so many people that, there are a lot of people that have questions as to who qualifies and when does this go into place, and just little simple questions like that. So let's start right there. How much money basically debt are you guys relieving on the American people?
Yeah, so this is a huge announcement yesterday that does a couple things: debt relief, and then fixes systems so that it's easier to make payments in the future. Right. For the debt relief, $10,000 across the board if you make under $125,000, right? $10,000 in debt relief. But the president took it a step further, and he said, look, if you qualify for Pell, and we know a lot of our students who are first-generation college students, a lot of our Black and brown students qualify for Pell, you're eligible for $20,000 in student loan relief. So that's significant. There's 43 million Americans that are going to benefit from this. 20 million are going to get their total debt canceled. That's significant.
Absolutely. Now, when does this go into effect?
So we're working on it right now. We recognize many people have questions and they don't know, what does this mean? What are the next steps? So let me make it really clear, right? Studentaid.gov is the website. Studentaid.gov/debt relief. And then what you do there is you sign up to get an email. And then what we're going to do is we're going to give information to the folks on how they can apply for it. And we're going to make the process simple. The last thing people need right now is more bureaucratic processes that are going to take long. We're going to make it simple. We're going to make it easy to understand. And we're going to make it so that people can just get their loan relief. The pandemic made things worse. Let me tell you, the system wasn't great before.
Yeah, right.
It's broken. We're fixing it. We're working on it. But we have to make this process simple, especially because the pandemic made it worse for so many Black and brown borrowers, students, and this president's serious about addressing inequities that are rampant in our country.
I got to ask you, because there's been some criticism of folks that have already paid off their debts, their student loans and things like that, and they think it's unfair that they weren't afforded an opportunity to receive some relief. What is your response? What is the administration's response to that?
Look, are we upset that small businesses got help when nobody was visiting their small business in the last 2 years because of the pandemic? No, we're happy that they're still open, right? This is about helping people that were impacted by the pandemic. We know middle-class folks and folks that are struggling financially, that can't afford things. They got hit.
Yeah.
Get a relief to help Americans get back on their feet. That helps everybody. That helps the economy. To those people that are upset because they didn't get it, because they paid off their loans, if people go into default, let's say we didn't do this and more people go into default, which is what we were expecting, that would hurt the local economy. That would affect them negatively. So we should be happy when somebody else can get back on their feet so they can move on in life and continue to succeed. And
of course, you've got Mitch McConnell and other Republicans calling it socialism and so on and so forth. And, socialism to me is like when you run up the debt $2.1 trillion. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
No one cried when we were giving tax breaks to these rich corporations. No one said anything. So I really wish that the Biden-Harris administration would bang that home, because it's ridiculous to me that you would get upset over helping out the common everyday Joe citizen of these United States. So I'm very happy and excited for this policy that the president has followed through on. It was a campaign promise, and he's delivering. So hats off to you guys in administration. But the messaging is important here to me, because they're going to try to politicize this. At the same time, we are benefiting. And I would just want to say congratulations to you guys, and especially to you, Mr. Secretary. I think you guys are doing an extraordinary job in this area.
I appreciate that. And if I could comment on Mitch McConnell, look, if I were him, I would be mad too. This president is delivering American Rescue Plan, Bipartisan Infrastructure Plan, Safer Communities Act, the PACT Act for our veterans, Inflation Reduction Act, a loan debt forgiveness. Come on. I could see why he's feeling a little bit concerned right now. Because this president is about substance, not sensationalism. He's getting the job done.
U.S. Secretary of Education, Miguel Cardona, thank you so much, sir. I really appreciate it.
All right. You take care.
Bye-bye.